Up next, in line with our theme of patriotism, I'd like to introduce Pranav Desai, the founder of Voice of Specially Abled People, working in hand with the United Nations as well as the Government of India to advocate empowerment of people with disability. So let's hear a round of applause for Pranav Desai, please.
Namaskaram. Good evening to everybody. How many of you, please raise the hand, think that we owe something to our motherland? Can we see that? Everybody, right? We are celebrating Independence Day, and that's where we are here to promote something that probably in our view has been ignored for not only centuries, but the whole human civilization till now. Now people have started looking at, hey, there's a 1 billion plus population which is person with disability. How can we make them part of our society? That's where voice of specially able people, we don't call them disabled. Look at the ability part. And that's where we started Voice of SAP as a advocacy organizations right here from Los Angeles. I live here. Thank you, Verma ji, Sudhir ji, and Hiten bhai, and all the volunteers and organizers for the opportunity. Very briefly, I would like to tell you two things what we are doing. The impact is amazing. We have 8,000 plus registered volunteers in India, America, London, Japan, and it is becoming a mass movement. So what we do? Voice. Can each of us think that you can speak up something somewhere? Inspire somebody? You all know that when we look at India, how many would you agree that India needs to do a lot for putting up ramp, slope in the school, in the temple, basic things? It doesn't cost, it's a mindset. How many of us feel like we can speak about it? Can you raise your hand, please? Yeah. And I'd like to take the opportunity, Meenakshi, when putting you on spot. This is something that every celebrity, each one of us, our volunteers are inspiring political leaders like Narendra Modi that I know since 1988, Modi ji. Similarly, I work for Entity Data, which is world's sixth largest IT service company. I'm vice president. I have inspired my board of director, presidents to make sure that they start looking at disability differently. When that happens, yes, voice is heard. India has got a new law for people with disability in 2016 because of our advocacy efforts. 21 types of disability are now considered as legally disabled person. Not only that, Accessible India campaign. Each one of you sitting here can think of adopting your school or a temple back in hometown to make it accessible. These are the advocacy efforts with youth. That youth is also in the US and in India. We have around 3,000 youth volunteers who are inspiring people, and that's very positive sign. And that's why at United Nations, we are a special consultative status with United Nations. Only 4 organizations from India has this status. What does it mean? It has given us access to all the UN machineries. More importantly, our youth got an opportunity to speak at an annual conference at United Nations where every country is given 3 minutes. Voice of SAP was given 3 minutes. So this is the advocacy part. Second thing what we do is that each one of us can empower one student's life in India by donating a smartphone, Daisy player, $100. But $100 can change a blind student's life. $100 for mobility, tricycle, wheelchair can give mobility. $100 to a hearing aid, for a student, kids. $100 can change life. Each one of us should think how many lives we can change. So here today, I'm happy to offer you Voice of SAP platform, which is very effective, no cost, all volunteers. And the best part of it is that we are doing everything using our mobile app. Please look at VOSAP mobile app. This mobile app has empowered every volunteer to speak up, to share their passion, compassion, and also part of individual social responsibility. Each one of us should think that as a student, as a social leader, as a corporate leader, each one of us can do something. Would you all agree that we can do something? Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a fantastic time. Good evening.
Thank you, Mr. Desai.